Hi, everybody. Surprise stream tonight. Surprise stream tonight because literally I would be in bed. But I think like I got a bit of a nap today, so I'm feeling very much alive. And I thought I would jump on here like old times and give a bit of inspiration because you know what? Like, okay, by the way, my name is Lisa Dublin. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. I'm live on YouTube, on Facebook, am I on LinkedIn tonight? No, I don't think I toggled LinkedIn, but I know I'm definitely live on IG as well. So welcome to my IG family. Hope you guys are having a good evening. It is like 7:31 p.m. by me, right? I'm on Mountain Standard Time. So for many people who watch me, I guess back in the Caribbean, you're probably in bed, watching from your bed. That's fine. Let's talk about not quitting tonight. Like the last couple of days, I've been sending out quite a few emails to my email list, and getting a lot of responses from people who are literally having a hard time. And I think it's probably just like it coming down to the end of the year that things are just coming together. We are tired. Things might not have gone as you planned and all of those things. And so you're now feeling the effects of perhaps a year of grinding, a year perhaps that has not gone the way that you want. And many people have emailed me back to say that that is the case. So thank you for the inspiration. And a couple things occurred to me. Not that I don't have my own challenges myself, but hey, Wendy, how are you? How you doing? Welcome to my IG family. I'm doing fine, girl. And how are you? And so, like for example, I have this friend who just lost a work colleague. That person was killed. It was a domestic violence situation, and just going through because you just spoke to somebody not too long ago and now they're no longer with us. Then somebody that my family knew very well just passed away in his sleep. Just stuff is happening. And I thought I would come on here to say, don't quit, don't give up, don't quit, keep your head above water, because we are in the land of the living. And hey, Rebecca, oh my gosh, my people are here. What are you guys doing up? Are you up this late? Listen, you're in the land of the living, okay? And that means you have breath. Many people didn't make it. And if you have breath, I always say that you have another day for you to try to make it work. Don't you agree? What do you about that? Let me just check on IG, see what's happening with my people there. And yeah, let's see what's happening there. So if you are if you have life, and even though things are not going as they're supposed to, what do you now do? Like, let me tell you something. I've really been thinking about that since I've been getting back, all of these comments on just people going through. Number one, don't quit. You know that poem by Edgar Guest? And it says, rest if you must, but don't quit. Rest if you must, but don't quit. There's also something tongue in cheek that says that it's not over until it's over, until you say it's over. And so a rest is for you to recuperate, for you to gather your thoughts together, that kind of thing. And then for you to kind of decide what is the way forward. But everybody gets to that point where, you literally have to kind of sit into the pain and sit into the struggle. Have you ever been there, you guys? Tell me. Have you ever been in the middle of a fight of your life, existential, whatever, okay? And it's hard and it's tough. It might be at work, it might be within your family, it might be just whatever is going on. And you're like, my goodness, what am I going to do? How am I going to get through this, right? And you just don't know. But what I've discovered, I think like when I was younger, when things happened to me, I would fly off my handle. Like most young people. Yeah, been there, right, Rebecca? Been there. No, I would just fly off my handle. Like everything just seemed like a big thing. Everything was like a catastrophe. Like, oh my gosh, what is happening? The older that I've gotten, two things have happened. Number one, with experience, you realize that it's a matter of perspective, that what you might think is so bad, it really isn't, right? And that's the first thing. And here's the second thing that has happened for me as I've gotten older. I have realized I can't do this alone. I have realized that if I have to live in this world, I get married, I have three sons, and my goodness, life can get tough, okay? Parenting, wifing, working, entrepreneurship, all of these things, okay? Right? All of these things can be tough. And I've realized the one way that I can counter all of this, literally, is to spend a lot of time in prayer. Spend a lot of time giving every little thing to God. Because if He said He loves me, then He has a responsibility, all right, to care for me. And that's for everybody. That's for everybody listening, wherever you are, that if you have a burden tonight, give it to God. I don't care. Like, don't even come up in my comments and talk about like I have enough proof, okay? If you want proof, we can talk after. But I'm telling you that these kinds of burdens that we carry, I don't know that we were built for them. I don't know that we were built for them. And so just want to encourage you tonight, like whatever the burden is, give it to God. Number two, sometimes you just have to rest in the middle of a struggle. Nobody told you to go forward like some kind of super soldier. Even soldiers need to rest sometimes. And like even yeah, give it to God. And like even what was I gonna say? Okay, so for example, the last while I've been going live in my club, the To All the Girls Success Club. Hi, folks, if you're watching from there, hello, hello. I've been going live there for almost the entire year. But then from September until the end of October, it was very difficult for me to do it because I was writing and trying to get to the end of my goal of, writing the first draft of my book. I just couldn't handle everything together. So I was forced to take a break. I was supposed to acknowledge that, hey, you can't be superwoman. Do what you have to do to take care of yourself. And that's exactly what I had to do. So when you do have to take a break, knowing that it's not an admission of weakness. And even if it is, maybe it's not an admission of weakness so much as an admission that you are human like everybody else, but it doesn't mean that you don't ever get back up. I think how they say, don't follow a bad gym day with another bad gym day, or bad eating, bad diet with another day of eating badly. It's the same thing. How long are you going to stay on your back? How long? The one thing I know about being on flat on your back and not having options is that that is the best place to be, because literally when you hit rock bottom, the only way out is up. I think I have a poem about that you know when you hit rock bottom, the only way out is up. Okay, so if you're going to come and tell me that the only way out is deeper down, then you haven't really hit rock bottom. Okay, that's exactly what I know. That's exactly what it is, right? So if you've hit rock bottom, the only way out is up. And if you look up, and if you can climb your way out bit by bit, step by step, then you'll get to where you have to do. You guys, we have about 8 more weeks until the end of the year, until December 31, 2022. How has it been for you? Are you weary like everybody else? Are you like ready to give up and ready to, what, like you're in the land of the living. Do you know how many people have lost their lives and you have life? Like, what are you doing with that? Okay, sorry if I'm not seeing you guys' comments. Let me kind of go to my other Facebook. Let me go to the Facebook account and see if I can see your comments. I apologize. It's not that I'm being rude or just wanting to talk my head off. I cannot see the comments. That's what it is. So pardon me for that. Right, but tell me how you been and how. What do you do to encourage yourself? What do you do to encourage yourself when life gets tough? I know for me, apart from prayer, I mentioned prayer, right? I mentioned prayer. You know the other thing that I do when life gets tough? I sleep. I go get a good sleep. And that usually helps me to see things differently. You see life differently on the other side of sleep, right? Many times, like, there's nothing you can literally do. There isn't anything that you can do, and you just simply need to, like, sleep on it. Sleep on it, I think, is just a cliche. I believe that there are health benefits to just sleeping on it. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys, I don't know, my IG is not working. I have no idea why. Let's see what's going on here. I have no idea why it's not working. So let's see if I can see your comments and talk about rest if you must, but don't quit. Just don't quit. Right? Yeah. Okay. I see you guys here. Hi. Right, folks. So I usually go live at very early in the morning. So if you're joining me on IG, can I invite you to? I'm not even sure how you enable all the notifications, but set your alarm. Join me tomorrow, same time. It's 4 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. MST time. So join me tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about the third part in a series I began speaking about practical ways to love yourself. I feel like I'm a bit qualified to speak about loving yourself because there was a time I didn't quite love myself very well. Okay. And you live and you learn. And if you're, able enough to kind of share your own experiences with people, most times people can learn from those ones, right? So join me tomorrow where we talk about setting loving boundaries. Like, how do you set boundaries with people you love? That's the real flex. How do you set boundaries with people you love? Because many times it's easy to set boundaries when, you don't really care about the person. But what about your friends? What about the loved ones in your life? How do you set boundaries to make sure that after setting them, perhaps you have preserved the friendship? Perhaps you have enabled communication? All of those lovely things. Join me tomorrow. Set your alarm and meet me here on IG, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube as well, where we talk about setting loving boundaries. Okay, folks? So, what I wanted to say tonight was don't quit. All right. There's something that we say in the Caribbean, and it is tie your waist, fling your shoulders back, where we really just say tie waist. We say tie waist, fling your shoulders back, right? No, this is not over. It's not over. So you kind of have to, if you are weary tonight, get some rest, and then you get up to fight another day. You guys, oh, here's the example I had to give since I started, and this IG thing is just get sticking in my craw tonight. Oh my gosh, right? So here's where I also came up with, like just the thought that all of life is really a fight. So I went to the bank a couple of days ago to do a transaction, and it was an unusual one. And I could see that I had done it before, but it kind of took some time. Number one, there was a newbie at the counter. So I saw when she went to the next teller to ask about what I wanted to do, and that teller's expression, it just wasn't too appealing or welcoming. She almost looked irritated. And I'm not sure what she said to the newbie, but newbie comes back to me and says, "You know what? I'm so sorry. Like, we don't do this here." I'm like, "I did this a couple weeks ago. So I'm sorry, it can be done. I know that it can be done." And it was when she had to go back and, dig a little further, go to a supervisor, whatever. Then she comes back and she's like, "Okay, we can do it. How do you need this to go to, to be done, etc." And I left the bank saying to myself, everything is a fight. If you think life is just simply going to hand you the things that you want, no, it's not going to happen that way. It just never happens that way. everything is literally a fight. You have to literally, like, go out to bat for yourself, if that makes any sense. Y- Nobody's gonna do it for you for a couple reasons. I don't know that too many people care enough. That's perhaps the first one. Number two, everybody else is fighting their own battle. So your battle is peculiar and customized to you. So that is the other reason that, hey, literally you have to fight for the things that you want in life. And it's all about attitude, because I left the bank and I was walking to the vehicle, and I'm usually extremely positive, but obviously, like everybody else, I've got my moments, and this was one of them. And I was just walking to the vehicle, just shaking my head bitterly, saying, I have to fight for even that, for even that. And that thought, what did it produce for me? Just a feeling of weariness, a feeling of, oh my goodness, why do I have to fight? Yeah, because everybody else has to fight too, because you want it. And if you want it bad enough, yeah, you're gonna fight for it. You know what? And when I realized how my thoughts were really like taking me down that path, then I had to really regroup and be like, you know what? Might as well fight. What are you going to do instead of fight? You going to lay down and let life run all over you, or are you going to go up and fight for what you want, for your dream, for what you know is within your sights, what you know you've been promised by God, but for what you know is your destiny? It's not going to come that easy. In fact, if it comes easily, then you might lose it just as easily. There's a reason that we have to fight for the things we want. So rest if you must in that fight. Simmer, sit into it, right? That's like, the last, when you're on the last rep of a bicep curl or something and it's hard, and you just sit into it. You just, like, tread water in your mind while you're doing that contraction, whatever, right? Whatever you have to do to fight. Sometimes that is rest. And if that's where you are tonight, gladly take your rest for as long as you need to. And then you get up and you fight another day. The last thing that I want to say about fighting is we fight with strategy. One of my strategies, as I always say, is prayer. One of my strategies of keeping my thoughts in obedience, keeping them high, keeping me able to, you know, win, it is prayer. And the last 2 years through COVID, the last 3 years even, I've just seen the way that prayer, getting closer to God, getting to know Him, have a personal relationship with Him. I've seen how all of those great things have simply enhanced my life, as opposed to, taking away from it or making me unable to cope. And I hope you have a coping mechanism that works for you. I know this one's sure. This one called God is a sure one. It is one that has eternal reward and rewards right here on earth. So you try it. But anyway, join tomorrow when we talk about setting healthy boundaries. Set your alarm. And I think there's a way for you to enable notifications on my posts. So do follow me on IG at Lisa M. Dublin. I subscribe to my YouTube channels. And last thing, you guys, so I will be holding, what you call it, a free seminar called, wait for it, MIG 2023. If you're in the To All the Girls Success Club, and if you're not, you can go join. Yes, he is. Hey, Sadia, how you doing, girl? Oh my goodness. Good night to you too. So, if you are in the To All the Girls Success Club, one of the things we did at the beginning of last year was an entire series on your MIG, MIG, standing for most important goal. And so we're going to do MIG 2023 because you know what? I'm just really happy that I went after my MIG this year, and the first draft of my book is done, and I followed the same process that I talk about and how to teach and how I teach it. So I want to teach it again in the hope that this time next year, God willing, you'll be close to finishing or already finished your MIG, whatever it is. It might be to finish a thesis that you have had outstanding for a couple years. It might be that you need to dust off that manuscript and get that book written. It might be that 2023 is the year that you accomplish your goal of setting up the business or building the house or whatever your most important goal is. I take you in through the process of finding that make, like isolating it, identifying it, and then literally setting out the map for you to get to your MIG by the end of the year, because it's possible. And I know I speak a lot to women who have so many things going on, your personal life, your family life. Maybe you're pursuing education and business, you've got a day job, you want to exercise. Like, how do you find the time in the middle of all of these things to go after one most important goal for a year? Well, let me just tell you, it's possible. I did it. It's possible. Millions of other people do it every year. Give you a secret though. It starts with one thing. It starts with how badly you want it. And I'll take you through that process of how badly do you want this thing that you're going to make your MIG in 2023. So watch out for that. I'm setting it up. It's complimentary. And I'm going to talk a lot more about it. Get you excited about it. It's going to happen in the first week in December. Get us ready for the new year. Okay, everybody. See you in a couple hours. Oh my goodness. What do you do when you're up at this time at night? Oh, this is terrible. But it's good to be up this time. As I said, I had a nap earlier, so I'm a bit refreshed and, terrible drinking coffee as well. So let's see what happens. See you in the morning when we talk about setting healthy boundaries. And sorry, you guys, if I'm not seeing the comments, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I so appreciate you being here. It really just is that I don't have the two screens available tonight. Okay. See you tomorrow.